Well, hello. Hi. Doing some detailing. If you ever had any questions about kind of cleaning your frame and polishing it, yeah, you can use just a rag and a little polisher. But I got some serious cool techniques that I've learned over the years. With my 30 years experience in the cycling industry, I'm able to dive into doing some serious detailing, cleaning up some scratches and so forth. Check it out after this.
Welcome to I Know a Guy Bicycles.
Welcome to I Know a Guy Bicycles, hanging out with the guy. Hi, I'm Justin, the guy. Obviously, I have a garage shop. Taking scary out of used bikes one bike at a time.
If you like these videos, please like and subscribe.
Welcome back to I Know a Guy Bicycles, hanging out with a guy. This little bike detailing the frame. We're gonna do some fun stuff. I'm gonna do a little section here to clean up and show you in detail what I use, pads, compounds, and tools to make this thing just pop. I'm gonna clean up like the head tube area here on the front, and then kind of move down into the carbon itself here, and make sure we get all these little micro scratches and all those things just polished and buffed. So let's check it out. Alrighty, so what I usually start with is the wool pad from Adams, and I use the Dremel little buffing tools here, which is, you can use them for sanding, all sorts of different things, which I like about them. They're rechargeable. I ended up buying 2 of these because the charge doesn't last as long as I need to go into this whole frame. There are some other higher end ones there, but for inexpensively, you can get these at Lowe's or Home Depot, I believe. If not, Amazon. The affiliate link will be down below to check it out, as well as the pads and the materials that I use. So the reason why I start with this, with the compound, is it gives it a good cleaning, and also kind of cleans up those little micro scratches that are already there. And then I kind of determine what I need to go to use. Do I use a 3000 grit pad sandpaper and do a wet technique to clean up some of these areas, which I'm probably going to do, and where else do I need to do that? So it's like a good initial cleaning, so then you can assess what needs to be done after that. Then I got like the scarring here, want to clean that and buff it, make sure it doesn't rust, and make sure the rest of this is cleaned up through here. So I'm just going to go through this section here and give it a little bit of cleaning, and then we're going to see what we need to do. So after that, I got my, door glasses on so I can actually see what the heck I'm doing. So just gonna kind of take a fiber cloth here and clean up and see where I see the scratches, where I'll need to probably use that 3000 grit pad, sandpaper kind of thing, and see what I need to do on that. So far what I see is a couple little surfaces here. Not too bad though, underneath there. Also where the paint meets the carbon meets the steel, there's this little section. I'm not gonna grind on that too much because it's just gonna show that steel. And this paint is very thin, so I'm not gonna go too crazy on it. I'm just gonna clean up those little areas a little bit. With that 3000, and here the clear coat's thicker, so I have more material to work with, so I'm gonna check that. And again, when you do any of these, I would do it underneath or underneath here where you can't see it as a test on your bike to make sure you're not moving too much material away. So when you dive into it, it's not gonna butcher up the paint job. So you know exactly how it's gonna behave, and always light and polite on this. So I use a 3000 pad, a little bit of the compound from Adams. This just turns it into a wet sanding technique kind of thing. So here we go. So you can see some of this material moves pretty quick, and you got like a primer underneath this. So once I get that, then I do it again with the wool pad to clean all that up, and then I use polishing. Just notice a little spot I'm gonna double do on this one right through here. So I'm trying not to remove too much material. Trying to get to a point where it actually just becomes more not noticeable and it's more flush. So I'll do that section again. Then on to the polish. So we want to wipe this down. Let's see, yeah, it looks pretty good. So it's like very smooth indentations where those scratches were, and on here it really did kind of clean up that paint. Even though there's some scratches on it, you can tell right now, right? You can actually see the brilliance of the blue starting to pop. The clear coat really starting to shine. Well, that's just with the compound. Here I'm gonna add the polishing, which is the magic. This is what actually really gets it to become very, very pretty, and also protects the frame quite a bit. So after that has all been done, the polish has been applied, then I use this buffing pad from Adams too. It has a little cush to it, and that really just brings out the shine. So we'll see what the final product is here. So here we go. A little bit of extra fiber cloth polishing here. So what I've done is definitely smooth out those scratches and those chips and brought a shine to it, so it's a lot prettier. And you can tell with this blue how it's just really kind of popped and came back to life, right? So, and you're still gonna have these little guys, which are just gonna be cleaned up, less noticeable, that kind of thing. But all the other scratches have been kind of removed and they disappeared. And going back through the length of this OCLV carbon, it actually brings out that carbon weave. And there's also a glitter to this paint, clear coat, so it really kind of sparkles in the sun. So yeah, is it perfect? No, by not any means it's not perfect. But what it is really cleaning up the areas. And I'm not trying to hide anything. I'm just trying to make it look better. And also with the polishes, it actually protects the frame. So when you're looking at those areas that have been exposed, yes. And if you have a steel frame, you might want to take a little bit of clear coat. Basically, you can spray it onto a piece of cardboard, like a aerosol can, a clear coat, and take a brush and just dab those little areas. And that'll, prevent that area from rusting to expose, especially if you're in an area where it's high humidity. I'm in Colorado, which is super dry, so rust doesn't really happen too much. Don't have to worry about it too much on those, but I might put a little touch up on there because I got another frame I'm gonna be working on. So if I touch up a little paint here and there, and that's gonna just protect it, and buffing on top of that. So here we go. So basically what I do is, I do a section at a time. And inspect it. First I do the wool with the compound, and then I go through and I touch up the sanding, then I do the wool again, and then I proceed to the next tube, and each tube after that, and the fork blades. And once I have those all done, then I have it done once over with the compound. Then I do the polishing, which I do one side, then I do the other. And sometimes I do find out when I get into the sun, actually I see some areas, and I can just repeat that process in that little small area. So, compound with sand, with the wool, then with the polisher buff pad, and then with the polishing pad after that. So, it's like 4 little treatments. So basically, this is just the polishing portion of it. And I haven't shown the cleaning really per se, but I use purple power to clean it. And clean the surface area with diluted, so to make sure the surface is clean, and then I can determine areas that I need to even add more cleaning to it or not. Because there's a part down here where there's a sticker that I want to remove, which I have a video for that too if you want to check out sticker removals and that kind of deal, as well as other videos that are other detailing ones at different parts of the frame, in addition to what I do after next. So anyway, you don't have to take your whole bike off apart to do this. You can do this in sections. which makes it a little easier for me to inspect because I got to clean the parts anyway. That's where I find myself diving into a little bit more. But for you at home, you can do these little sections without taking, I mean, you might want to take the wheels off, might be a little bit easier to access those other parts. But other than that really brings the bike frame out. And I suggest doing something of this nature if you're planning to sell your bike, because that really presents well within the pictures in addition to in person. So anywho, well, thank you for spending time with me in the garage. Until next time, have a great day.